That's just the story. When we started out, really hard, really difficult. As a Chinese company with a smaller team here, it's really hard to open the market here. But now, like I'm speaking today with the help and support from Frankensolar and different companies. So now we are actually in North America. We put out Canada beside Canada market. In the U.S., we're number 2 in the micro field. So we're really proud, even through the COVID time. So we still managed a really fast growth. The average growth is more than 350%. So which is really, really good. So now I think I'm just going to jump in the content of our slide deck. What I'm going to talk about today. Maybe a little bit dry, the information. So. And also we'll have a smaller team crowd here today. So when I get into transition to the product section, maybe you guys feel free to jump in asking questions. Maybe not only myself talking here. So hopefully make it more interesting for everybody here. So as you can see, open energy for all. That's our slogan, and it also implies to ultimate solution for renewable. One thing that's our company's focus on is providing the ultimate solution for different scenarios. That's where we're heading to. So that's why we're expanding our product lines, not only microinverter focused only. Now we are also providing our RSD, a rapid shutdown device, and a hybrid inverter. Maybe later this year, we're going to introduce our battery solutions as well. So we're actually expanding and encroaching into different field. So yeah. So anyway, so now today we have a window rig here. If you can just wave your hand, yeah. So one of our sales person here, our key Canadian account manager here. So as you can see, there's only a short list of the people who works under our team here. So our team actually divided into 3 portions. One portion of the team work in China office, and then a portion of the team work at the Canadian location. Then we just recently set up our Plano, Dallas, or Texas location. It's fully up running now. We have a full warehouse staff and a supporting team. So that's our U.S. head office is in Plano, Texas. So a few things I'm going to cover today here is about who we are, what we do, and how we do things, and things we've done in the past. Some demonstration, right? So here, here one more. So who we are. Just a short background about the company, where we came from. Right at the beginning, early 2008, the company started actually as a spin-off company. It all started with a duo, our CEO and our CTO. Our CEO used to teaching in the class, in a university class, and our CTO used to do the research from the university lab. So if you trace back to the root, our company actually started from the educational sector. It's not from the business side. So when those 2 guys developed the technology, and in year 2012, and that's where the technology met the capital, and a company called Hankai Group. So as you can see, that's our mother company, our parent company, who injected the funding into the spin-off company. That's where we started commercializing all the products and getting into the business world. Information about the Hankai Group, a company established since 1958. Considering People's Republic of China, the country only established since 1949. So our mother company only a few years younger than the country. So and also our mother company used to do OEM for ABB and Schneider in the past. So under the same umbrella, we have level 1 or tier 1 brother and sisters affiliated companies, right? That's one of the reasons we can keep our product economical, because the purchasing power we have, the platform. So as you can see, 4 of them already publicly listed. Luckily, we're the number 4, which I'm going to show you in the next few slides. So about some IPO information. But here's the milestones since 2012. So that's the official inception of Hoymiles. Prior to that, between 2008 and 2012, that's the 3-4 years in that time period. Our CEO and CTO and there's smaller core team still developing the technology. So you can see, I'm probably not going to read every single step there. So, pretty much every year we'll have something remarkable accomplished. So for our North American team here, 2019 is a really big year. That's the year we started our operation in Canada. That's the first place we started the Hoymiles operation, including we have a warehouse and everything, right? So the full team, which now I know I saw so how difficult it is when we started working with the Franken, and because Alex is so tech geeky, right? So he's so particular on each detail, and at that time we didn't have enough or long track of record in the market. So because the work they do and the things they're particularly looking for, we couldn't provide. I couldn't meet the standard at that time. So now today we're sitting in the same room and in the same event, which is another accomplishment for us in 2023 or early 2023, right? So as you can see, 2019 is a big year for us. 2020, 2021. Pretty much every year we'll have something major released to the market. So later this year, like I said, RSD or hybrid inverter, battery solution, storage solution, those things are all in the plan. So which, if you want to get some more detailed information, please reach out to Alex or Daniel or to the Frankensolar team. So some facts and figures, right? So the numbers are a little old. We'll see what happened, by the end of this year. As you can see, we have more than 500 global experts. That's including, we have offices and research team in Europe, Southeast of Asia, South America, different places, right? So eventually this year, we'll add another team, a research team in the U.S. location. So far, maybe just a little bit more information I can throw in is, I know some people had a concern about the political tension, right, between the countries. To overcome that challenge, we just added a Mexican production line in Mexico. So it will be in operation stage in September. So as you can, the manufacturing capacity by the end of this year will reach to 6 million. So that's including the Mexican location, right? So a little bit of information about the IPO. So officially date was on the 20th, right? Yeah, 20th December 20th, 2021. So it's only been 2 years now. If you look at right now, the market kind of like going down, right, downward. I don't really check it often because that's kind of like interrupting my forecast. So up and down, up and down. So, but right now, even though it's the market, stock market is not doing great, Hoymils is still like it's a multi-billion company right now. So the picture is a little blurry. You can't see really the faces of our CEO and the CTO. So I asked them to, do the bell that they didn't grant, so, because of COVID, right? So I couldn't go. So anyways, that's what happens in the past, just some effect and numbers and, dollar signs and stuff. Here's some exciting things what's happening right now with our company. Because through the IPO and the funding we acquired from the market and from different investors, that's what's happening in Hoymiles. Luckily I went back to our head office in January this year. I personally have seen the building actually already there. So we just purchased an existing kind of business industrial district, like the whole block, for manufacturing different products. This is the newly head office. The office building is still under construction right now. So I'm also heading back to the head office in May. Maybe next time I can bring in more information on the progress of the construction. And as you can see, even on the business side, it's a whole district as well. A few things about award winning. From the company side, we are one of the top inverter companies since 2017. We didn't show all the names on the list. So we are the only microinverters on the list. Started 2017 when Huawei was still in the market. They were always number one, and we are fairly close, steady between 17 to the last, right, to the 20 ranked. And also the State and Natural Science Award. That's entitled to our CEO, Dr. Bo Yang. It's considered really hard to get in China, kind of like a Nobel Award or Scientist Award in China. So for a personal accomplishment, it's great. Yeah. So a few things about the product and the company. So our CC weighted efficiency is number one. Well, considered same as in-phase efficiency. That's one thing. So I want to say, we don't compromise the product, by lower down the quality or the pricing, right? So versus the quality. We are the biggest micro supplier in domestic in China, but right now it's different. So even in the U.S. as a market, we are the second largest. In-phase is still number one. So we have our forecast and we have our goal. Hopefully by the end of next year, we can get a fairly good portion of the market from in-phase. The best power density equipment is our quad, the 41 inverter. Especially right now, we just released the HMS 2000. Considering why I'm calling the best power density equipment is with the least amount of weight, you have the most power output. So our quad is only that big, and probably 9 pounds, and you can get a 2,000 watt power out of that product, the peak, right? So open energy for all. So there's a YouTube channel. If you guys are interested, please look up. There are a lot of contents and videos you can check out. In terms of a company intro, product intro, system construction, all the information you can find it. So next one is global reach, the footprint, right? So globally, pretty much you can see our products deployed in different regions. So one thing, if you want to take a picture, I'll just go back. You good? Okay. So I don't know why marketing didn't include Canada. So I think next year or later this year they're going to include the Canadian market, right? What's happening? So that's what's happening down south. That's why I'm saying we are number 2 in American market. So as you can see, there's only a few. The green area covered by green, in green, that's the area you can see easily see our monitoring or stuff products deployed and registered with our platform. They pull out the data from the back end. So I'm pretty sure there's even light blue areas. There's still products either on the way or they didn't really set up the monitoring. So what do we value? So our core value is 3 things here: research and R&D, manufacturing and services. So starting with R&D. Like I said, all our major people, core people members are from the university, from Zhejiang University. The university actually is ranked top 3 in China, top 40 in the world globally, subject to engineering and technology. So it's a really powerful support from the university. And that's another reason we can have offering to the market of. Sorry. So that's why another reason we can offer economic product to the market. So in order for have a better purchasing power on the hardware side, And also we have a lower talent acquisition from the market. So a lot of our researchers and engineers actually from the university. So when they start early, then we will take them on board. So then we can have a better, lower cost on the talents acquisition. So manufacturing, like I said, we are actually expanding our production lines. So by the end of this year, it will be reached to 6 million. Yeah, and we're still adding more people to the production lines. So service, that's one thing I would like to maybe talk about a little bit more. Yeah.
Is that you're expanding to 6 million units per year, or what?
Annually,
yeah. So 6 units production per year.
Yeah. So having said that 6 million, it will be categorized like a micro, RSD, and hybrid inverter, and yeah. So for the micro, we have a capacity to make 6 million, but it may not be 6 million all in micro. Yeah. So no, that's good. Yeah. So a few things that we want to send a message out to the market. The short lead time with the locations we have, especially now with the Frankensolar's on board, we're utilizing their warehouses, right? So they're stocking our products. We can easily to deliver to the East Coast, the West Coast, in Canadian market. We have our commitment to them already. So please feel free and feel comfortable and confident to work with Franken. Low failure rate, that's one thing I don't really want to talk out loud. So because we have a short record of history, right, in the market, and also we have a smaller market share. But we keep our eye on the failure rate fairly close. So for the past 8 years, really steady. So it's about 0.818%, not even 0.25% for the failure rate every year. For North America, it's slightly lower. It's 0.16%. The instant troubleshooting. So that's one thing I know for all the foreign companies trying to open the door is one thing they're lacking of. We are trying to learn the mistakes from our friends in the market. So we set up our technical team, and we're making sure the service set is kind of hassle-free to be reached. We have now we have a 1-800 number hotline you can call. So that's immediate help. If not, then if you don't have urgent needs, then you always can send an email to us. So now with the Dallas location, we have 4 technicians down south. We have 2 full-time technicians in Canada. So you have at least 6 people as can be reached out to if you have urgent need. So our time is trying to keep it under 15 minutes right now. Even though that's an hour, that's for long term if we're really expanding. But now we're really well managed under 15 minutes for the email response. Yeah. All right. So a few things. The warranty. I know when we started, we're trying to matching with our competitors more message or product offering in the market. We try to offer the 12 years of warranty or whatever. But now with the market going up, people are more particular to their product they're getting or system they're getting. So we're trying to match with the module, whatever, right? So now we have 25 years of standard warranty. A few things, right? Local services. And now we are able to provide or dispatch our engineers or technicians to job site. If you have any questions, right? Something's urgent to deal with, then we can send our technicians to the job site. That's one thing we can guarantee you. Regular visits, instant access to resources. Yeah, like I said, another thing is besides our YouTube channel, and also we are offering our regular scheduled webinars twice a month. We started doing it since 2019, and we never missed any. Even in Christmas time or Chinese New Year, any major holidays, there's always someone sitting in or hosting the webinar. The next one is tomorrow. So if you guys are interested, feel free to register to that event. It's 10 o'clock Central Time, so it's 12 o'clock here. So if you have some time, feel free to join us.
Where can you register for that?
Good question. If you log on to our main website, under I believe it's under resources, there's a webinar tag, right? So if you click on the webinar, you can get all the information there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. And what we've done here, so a few things through the power process, right? Starting with the collecting and converting, storing and monitoring, pretty much every single stage we involved. So as you can see, a few major products, streamline products we have in the market. In the center one is the hybrid inverter, which we're going to introduce later this year, or hopefully the next quarter. So we'll see is either our engineering team is confident to release that information in Shanghai Solar Show, or later maybe this Las Vegas show this year. So micros and the rubbish shutdown. And the products here is a single phase micro. If you guys want to dig out a little deeper on the product specs, what do we have and what's this capable of, then we can talk about it in more detail on the technical aspect. So in general, this is our current HMS bus cable version. One of the advantage of this product, as you can see, we cover a large power range. Not as our other competitors, they only have a few selections, right? So that's one of the reasons we are so successful operating down south. Because the last couple of years, combining with the COVID issue and also the US regulations, that forced out the major Chinese brands that can't get into the market. So then that forced the market to go back to different sources, getting different products. So you can see the solar modules from 300 or 310 all the way to 400 and 405. So it's all different. So then to provide the best solution, we are the only solution for that. We can cover pretty much all the different modules down there. So as you can see, this is the HM. So this is the HMS, which is the newer model. The HM is still the major product lines in US market. So HMS we just released. And that's the products you're getting, or anybody here, if you're getting any micro from us, that will be the product you're getting. So you can see the quad one is, the biggest one is 2000. Think about it, if you want to construct a 8 kilowatt system for a little thing, will resolve your problem, get your problem resolved.
Can you quickly go back to that? So just for everyone to know, the products we're carrying, and like Alex did a fair bit of research on this, on what works best for our general systems and modules and things like that. We're looking to carry the HMS 700, the HMS 1000, the HMS 1600, and the HMS 2000. So those are the products that you'll see on our price list and our web store, and that's the products we're stocking.
Great. Any other questions? Yeah. No, that's great. So coming next, as you can see, that's the way how bus cable or inverter connection. Really simple, easy, and again, like I said, if you want to get more information about system construction or product info, feel free to reach out to Frank and team, and they can organize the event or the meetings with our technicians. So the accessories to complete the system, or it's not fully completed yet because there's a DTU, right, the brain of the system. But on the hardware side, accessories, a couple of end caps or T connectors, you hardly, barely need it. So all the parts you regularly often need is number 4, maybe number 7 for the DC extension. But you can get more detail from Alex and Frank and team. Here's another YouTube channel thing.
Can I quickly add one of the issues that has been seen with quad microinverters has been cable management, right? So one of your competitors had a quad microinverter a year ago or so, and they were generally quite popular, but the cable management was a huge problem because the leads were not long enough to get to the microinverter. I really like what you guys did with the DC extension cables that are pre-made, and it's really easy to connect with that microinverter in that case, right? And they're MC4, right? So, so they're the same as most of the modules, and they're the same obviously as your microinverter. So I think this is great, and we've ordered a bunch, right, Alex?
Yeah, well, thanks, Danny, for bringing that up, right? So to extend that, for the MC4 connectors, so we all use a SW, so which is a major solar module companies that they are doing for their modules right now. So we're trying to keep it managed at even the same type and the same brand. And another thing is overcome the cable management issue. We know we try to extend the DC and the cable, but for packaging and cost control and the different things, it's so hard to manage. So to overcome that challenge, we had an idea that we're going to include a piece of page or piece of paper for the guideline or instruction where you can position the product. Because sometimes it's really hard for the first-time user to locate the inverter, especially pairing with the 4 modules in different layout, and it will be hard. So we're going to include a piece of paper for the guideline or instructional. So there's a word description and also pictures in it. So even people don't read English, only by watching or reading the picture, they will know how to do it. So that's another thing we throw in, trying to help people to have a quicker and better starting point. So, well, thanks, Danny. Yeah, for that. Yeah. So a few things about the power module level power electronic, so which we are focused on, right? Everything we do right now, we touches is a module level monitoring, module level control. So it's easy and it's safe, and it meant for long life longevity for the system life, right? And it's think about it, especially for the time for replace. To replace. So for micro, all you need to do is just replace 1 or 2, not like string inverters. Maybe if you run into any issues, if you need to replace it, you have to schedule for the parts, you have to schedule for the crew. Sometimes over the production time, peak production time is really costly. Like micro, something goes wrong, it's only a particular spot or panels affected. So that's one of the beauty of going micro. Another thing I like to say is because the economic factors are so well, that make us really competitive, even for a commercial, smaller commercial and industrial project. So I mean, competing with string inverters. I mean, like right now, I don't know, either Canadian market already forced the string inverters to have the rapid shutdown or not. So if you consider the inverter plus the cost of a rapid shutdown, then that even make us in a better position. Okay, so why we can offer in 25 years, why our product so reliable? It's all depend, thanks for the components, we're partners in the market, right? So the supplier. We all use a brand, name brand components for our product. That's one of the reasons why we set up our head office in Dallas. We're just next door to TI, so Texas Instrument. So we have a really good relationship, really close relationship with their C2000 chip team. So that's why, for the when COVID started, there's a chip shortage, and we didn't run into any issues at that time. So the last piece to complete the system, we call DTU. It's a kind of bridge or the brain of the system. So we'll have 4 models of the DTU, depending on the product lines you have. HM paired with DTU Pro, and HMS paired with DTU Pro S. So we have two versions. One is Wi-Fi, one is 4G. I just checked the update from our engineering team this morning, and we are now able to utilize French Telecom as a global cellular provider, service provider. So if you guys run into any remote location scenario, so now we have a 4G solution for you, even in Canadian market. We try to, do the testing with Rogers, Telus, Bell. The market here is not that friendly. All the provider, they want to link in or lock in with their device. So basically, you are buying a hotspot device, connecting to our DTU. So for end user, you're just paying another, I don't know, $200 as an extra for another component, right, for another piece. But now with the French Telecom, we can offering just our DTU with a SIM card. So you don't need to go through or sign a contract with those big three in our market here. So the monitoring, it's a little, for some people it's really easy. For some people it's a little tricky. So it's as same as any new product in the market. It needs a little bit of time to familiar or to learn. But we're trying to make it really simple and easy. All we need is just 10 minutes from you or 5 minutes. So with help with Alex and the Franken team, I don't think you would need more than 5 minutes to know how to set it up. Again, through the monitoring, a few things you can do easily, for troubleshooting, and depending on the complexity of the troubleshooting. Some are simply easily installers can do at their management, under their management, and some will need us like a factory technician to be involved. So we have instructions of when and how you can start the process or how to do it. So feel free, take a snapshot of this. It's a demo account, open to everybody. If you just want to get a hands-on of the monitoring, right, just scan the QR code. The moving down next is the rapid shutdown. We have two types. So one is 1-in-1 and one is 2-in-1. We are actually working with a couple of large players right now in the market. You will see what we're going to do with OEM for them for that product. So they've been they've done 3 times in-factory auditing already. So we'll see. It will be when we release that information for that relationship. It will be really exciting to the market. A couple of big guys, yeah. So the cities and a few things about the rapid shutdown references, what we've done in the past. One of the project in Nova Scotia, I believe, yeah, in Canada. So it's a tri-axle tracker. So it's amazing, and it's deployed in the harbor, right? So I don't know how strong wind they can get, but the guy, the owner, actually is engineer. So he managed it, and it's I think it's an open source. It's a collaboration work between research center and the homeowner and the local government, just trying to see what's the ultimate power harvest that they can get from that particular spot. So it's a part of research too, work. Another thing now, so that's why I'm saying so scalable of our products. We're not only focused on, the products not only good for smaller residential jobs, but as far as big as the solar farm utility scale, is still manageable. We've done that project with the local government and one of the research institution, and our company. Financially, it may not work out the best, but we did and demonstrate how scalable of our products. So a few things in megawatts, commercially, industrial, in different regions. I know, later this year we're probably going to have more pictures from our Canadian market. So there's another one. Oh yeah, this one. It's a hotel operation. It's in Nova Scotia. It's about 100 kilowatt rooftop. And this one is personally I involved in central Missouri, almost a 300 kilowatt. It's a farm operation. So it's really interesting project. A few things, really pretty. That's probably the best one picture I like, for me. All right, so that's at the end of the presentation. I mean, it's pretty dry, so